Well, the last video I made was Aikido versus Iwama, and each time the two names are mentioned, it brings an array of good and bad comments on Facebook and on YouTube. I tried to keep it balanced, but obviously people are not quite seeing it in the same light as I'm seeing it. I think you should be as truthful as you can without trying to hurt people, so that's not my intention. Never is. But I keep hearing the words Aikido needs to evolve, everything evolves, and I have a simple word, it's called why. Saito Sensei mentioned to me once, and I've said this before, why would anybody want to change O-Sensei's Aikido before they become as good as O-Sensei? You might think they're just simple words, but when he said it, he wasn't on the mat. He was in his gi. No, sorry, he wasn't on the mat in his gi. He was just in his everyday work clothes, his little braces and his black trousers. He had a t-shirt on. I don't know if it was white or semi-white due to him working in the garden most days. But you know, I looked at his face the same as if you're looking at my face now. I looked at his face, and you could see that he was sort of daydreaming, questioning, like I'm looking up now. He was questioning the words he was telling me. And I said, I don't understand it, Sensei, I can't give you an answer. So why don't we think about what he said? Okay, he's not O-Sensei, he's just another human being like me and you. But why would you want to change O-Sensei's Aikido before you become as good as O-Sensei yourself? Please consider that before you say Aikido must evolve. Of course it evolves. The human race becomes modified, it changes. We're not the people that they were 100 years ago. We live longer now. We ask more questions. We're more inquisitive. And the Western world perhaps far more than the Eastern world. I have to check myself out, because what I'm going to say in this film is about Aikido and my thoughts on how I see it evolving and changing from the Aikido that I learned, and the one I learned to believe was Aikido, because if a master like Saito Sensei or one of your masters, old Japanese standing master who was taught by O-Sensei, not someone who just has a theory that hasn't gone much further than the next street from their dojo in life, but someone who's lived there, been there, done it, and trained with O-Sensei, they should have a pretty good opinion of how Aikido should be performed now and in the future, is my opinion. But it also bothers me that as I get older, I don't want to become just a grumpy old man, because that's what appears to happen to most people as they get older. They become grumpy because the world's not going according to how they think it should. I'm happy for it to evolve. I'm happy for changes to be made, opinions, variations, and lots of things. But the one thing I'd like to talk about today is Aikido going off in a tangent when I see every day my Facebook. I've got 4,500 friends, and I would think at least 4,550 of them are Aikidoka around the world. Then I go on to see what people are posting and their Aikido demonstrations or training in their club, and having a lot of fun. When I watch even the top Japanese teachers doing demonstrations, how much Zanshin have they got? Some of them have got really good Zanshin. I was watching a film a few days ago of a top French master, 8th Dan, Christian Tissier. I like his Aikido a lot. No, it's not Iwama Aikido, but it's a very good form of Aikido in my opinion. I like watching him because to me he's keeping the martial attitude. But more importantly, when he is with his ukes or uke, you can see that he's also looking all around him. He's watching. He's not just with the uke that he's demonstrating, even if he is the only uke on the mat at the time. He doesn't lose his zanshin, he doesn't lose his awareness. So this brings me to the point I'm wishing to make. Aikido, if you read about it, or Sensei said, Aikido is designed for multiple attack. Multiple means many, not one. Now if you look at Facebook, YouTube, I don't care what masters you want to choose, very rarely will you see them containing zanshin, looking for those who are not there but maybe. We're in a pandemic at the moment as I make this film, and it seems to be spreading around the world and not declining. It's very sad for all the people that will lose their lives. Who knows? It might be one of us or myself in the future. But these films possibly will be here when we're all gone, because they'll be out there on the net. Unless somebody takes them off or erases them in some way, they will be there for posterity. So what I'm saying, I hope I don't regret one day, but I don't think so, because to me it's basics. So basic Aikido means that you have to learn how to deal with multiple attackers. So please look at the videos, whatever format you may see them on. See, is the person, whether they're the teacher or a demonstration, are they using their zanshin, or are they just busy demonstrating with the one student that they've got? Because of the pandemic, I fear that the numbers in the clubs are getting smaller. And as they get smaller, it will be even harder to stop going from just multiple attack that I don't see taught anywhere now, or it's maybe taught on very, very rare occasions, because we don't have the numbers is one. It's going to reduce, so we won't have the numbers. So does that mean the evolution of Aikido will reduce to one-on-one? If it does this, then it's not Osense's Aikido. It's becoming you against another. How can you have an open heart and say, please go past, I don't wish to fight you? How can you have that attitude when there's only one person and you're wanting to look good? This leads on to another problem. In the one-to-one demonstrations or confrontations that we're seeing on film, very often the teacher will do lots of wonderful moves and ending up on one knee, if not both knees. With multiple attack this isn't possible because you would have to deal with the other people unless you want to be beaten or kicked to death because you're down below them. So it's leading into bad habits of Aikido. The only time Sensei said you should be on your knees or one knee is at the end of your demonstration or at the end of your tether, really, when you're exhausted and cannot carry on anymore. Apart from that, the Japanese used to train on their knees to make their hip movement better and build their power. It wasn't just to go down on the first uke 1-to-1. So to show a technique by going down on a 1-to-1 means that you've lost the multiple attack Zanshin, you've lost the fight from all the other attackers around you. Thank you for listening. I hope if nothing else it's given you food for thought, and whether you want to disregard it or not, they're my views, and there'll be other views that obviously you will agree and disagree on in time. Thank you for your time.